Good evening and welcome to another episode of My Fiber Fun. Okay, you guys, I am sitting here in my special MS chair, and I think I've shown y'all this before, but I'll show it to you when I get up. Okay, well, the new walker has arrived. Happy day, happy. Okay, I did take it with me to my neurology appointment on today, and so my neurologist looked it over, and he knew about the U-Step 1, and he's seen that before and everything, and a lot of his patients have that one, but he had never seen the U-Step 2, so he took time to look it over, and he really liked it. He said, oh, this is better. And I took the liberty for the greater good, because with what I went through and the wild goose chase I had to start with just to find how I could even get the thing, when I found out that my local durable medical equipment place didn't even have it. I finally called the manufacturer after it was suggested to me. And when I called, I found out that CareLink is the one who has the Michigan contact. Why do I look like a raccoon today? It was a good day and a bad day. I'll get to that later. Okay, anyway, when I say later, you know what that means. But anyway, so after that, then I went to the thing, and of course, Tashita was there today. And so, but for the greater good, let me get back on track. For the greater good, I wrote down before I left this house, I said, let me write everything. I wrote the number. First of all, I wrote the directions on how the future patients who will need this U-Step 2 can get it without going through the red tape that I dealt with. For the greater good, I did that. And so I wrote down the manufacturer, of course, and their number in case somebody wants to find out, beforehand to see if I'm telling the truth or whatever. If they know what's good, they better listen to me and just do what I say and not what they think. Okay. Secondly, I told them who has the Michigan contract. And I wrote down the main number in Grand Rapids, and I wrote down the more local number, which is in Madison Heights. I said, you call either one of these numbers, and I had for the doctor, when you write the prescription, make sure that you add the chart notes and the diagnosis code. And so he knows that, and he was happy to get that information. He said, thank you. He said, you saved me a lot of work. And of course his incompetent secretary up there, for real. But anyway, so I wrote down, to make sure you, with the prescription, just include the chart note and the diagnosis code, and they can have the walker within a couple of days, as long as their insurance covers 100%. And if it doesn't cover 100%, it'll at least, they'll know what the copay is, but everything will be there and set for the patient. So they don't have to go through what I went through, calling and being given the runaround and all that stuff. And so he had, and then I had that, and then something else I put on there. I forgot what. Okay, so anyway, so then he gives the thing that I wrote down, the paper I wrote down, to Tashita to make copies. And so she's giving me the stink eye, okay? And I'm giving her the stink eye right back. And I'm thinking to myself, I should tell on you, because I found out that it was actually the other receptionist because she was like, oh, you got the walker. I said, yes. She was like, yes, I turned in the notes and the thing last week. So I'm thinking Tashita probably still didn't understand. Toot toot. What we were talking about. And so she finally went over to the other lady and asked her or whatever, and she knew what to do. So I was like, well, thank you for doing that. I thanked her loud enough. And so Tashita was making the doggone copy. And so she came out and gave me my copy back and still cutting her eye, and I'm still cutting my eye at her like, hey, you know what? Learn this. And hopefully the other lady taught her or whatever. But anyway, it got done. I'm just happy. And so now, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a comparison with my old walker. So I put them, they're right beside me. I'm sitting in the special MS chair with the arms. Well, let's start with the appointment. That's the depressing part. First of all, the doctor is very concerned about, my walking, and he's going to schedule the next MRI, but because I'm not in the hospital, it has to be 6 months from the last one. So that will be early November. So that's when I go back into him. But in the meantime, he prescribed a new medication. He said what's happening is because he examined me, he saw me walk. I told him I literally cannot walk without the walker. I said I could take a few steps and then I better get somewhere to sit down, or I better be holding on to something. And so he was very, very concerned. And he's giving me the you're not going to be walking too much longer look. That's just what I gathered from the way he was looking at me. It was such a look of concern. And then he started explaining the plaques. I knew I had the T7 because that one was discovered the last time I had an MRI, but I didn't have any problems with it. I had one little attack. That was last year, and I did physical therapy, and I was fine after that, back to my normal self. And then after this cataract surgery, that's when this new one hit. And so the new plaques that he discovered on the MRI was, first of all, the T7 had reactivated. Then I have a C-spine plaque that I hadn't spoken of because that one's been there for years. And so that's what's causing this vertigo that I'm dealing with now. And then he did write the prescription for that. And then the new plaque, one that was brand new, that he had never seen before, was in the T-spine, the T5 of the spine, which is like towards right below the middle of the back. And then he discovered one in the lumbar. I thought he had told me he wanted to do another MRI because he had seen the beginning of one in the lumbar spine, but I thought he said, but because of the MRI stopped at that point, he wanted to do another one. He said, no, it's definitely a lumbar spine plaque there, which is also a new one. And he said, and that is the one that is causing your problems. He said, you have information. You know what? I'm always jacking up with the words. Okay, information. Yeah, I have information and inflammation. That's what I was trying to say. He said, you have inflammation. He said, and your nerves are activated. He said that is the worst plaque that you can get on your spine. That one. He said, and that is the one that will put you in a wheelchair. He said, if we don't get a handle on it. And I told him, I'm darn near there now. Okay? Because I told him I am totally dependent on the walker. And so he prescribed, and I forgot the name of the medicine, but I'll be picking it up tomorrow. Then I can explain to you more about it. The medicine is, number one, it treats the pain, it treats the inflammation, and it also treats the nerves. So he said what he's hoping, he said once I start the medication, he said within a couple of weeks, I should feel things leveling out. He said for most patients, it works beautifully. He said, and you will be fine. He said, but for a small percentage, he said, it does not work. He said, and in that case, then we'll have to go with something else. But in the meantime, he said, I don't want you using the cane at all because, see, I was using the cane like if I go to the, did I bring it in? Nope, I didn't. If I go to the, like if I'm going to the store, I'll use the cane to walk into the store and then I'll switch over to the rolling cart, like if I'm going to get groceries or whatever. He said, don't use the cane at all. He said, you are to use the walker at all times, every time that you walk. He said, I don't want you standing without it, period. So he was telling me how I can use it because I explained to him how my house is basically accessible. And I told him I had a walk-in shower. And so I have my shower chair for that. And then so I won't be standing on my feet to shower. And then also I took that other one from the MSAA. That one is in my back room and it rolls across the grass fine. So I have to garden with that walker. So I have 3, and thank God I have the 3 because I need them all. So that one is there. My old walker here, oops, this one right here, it's going to sit in the middle of the hallway so that when I get down the hallway, I can switch over and then take that one to my bedroom. And so I'll have it at all times, and it'll fit into the back room so that when I'm getting to the third walker, it's right there. So that means, and then when I cook, this one is taller than, actually it's a little shorter, but my old one would do better for like when I cook and wash the dishes. So this one will stay in the kitchen. The old one will be in the kitchen. So when I'm cooking, I have a double oven. I have an oven that sits up high, the smaller one, which is the one I use anyway, because I don't like bending over for the big oven. So I have a bigger oven at the bottom. I can use the walker for any one, but I'll be right at chest length with that one, with the top oven, which is the one I use. So I can sit right there at the stove, and I can also reach up to cook, if I'm cooking on top of the stove. Or I can stand up because I have the walker right there. That's what I do now. I'm using the walker when I cook and wash dishes. I put my knee right on the pad there and do my dishes that way. I haven't had any problems. I told him the only problem I have had is sweeping. So I sweep once a week, and I know, yeah, my floor is a mess. And that's because I have trouble sweeping. I can only get 2 swoops, and then I've got to sit down or something, but I can't sweep with the walker, so I'll get that figured out. And obviously I can't vacuum because of that too. So I'll get the floors figured out. Can't mop, those type of things where I need both hands. If I'm standing, I can't not do. So that's it. Everything else I'm able to do. I'm able to shower. I'm able to, do everything else. Wash dishes. I'm able to cook. So my main objective is to stay in my home. I don't want to have to leave and whatnot. But if I had to later, then I'll have to. If I lose my ability to walk altogether, then that's it. I'm done, okay? But at this point, we're doing all we can. We're fighting it fierce. And his concern, it made me feel good that he is concerned, but then it concerned me. So now I'm kind of scared. And I was a little bummed out too when I left. And I'm still bummed out. But I'm trying to keep a level head. I'm trying to decide, am I going to garden next year? If I do, it'll have to be light. I can't do all that lifting and bending and all that stuff. I do have some garden tables. I have 3 garden tables. And then even in the greenhouse, I have the tables there. So I should be able to do that. And then I have seating strategically placed. Y'all seen the bench in the greenhouse. I have a picnic table out back. And then I have a bench up, on the porch there. And then now with that other walker, that one rolls across the grass really, really good. Whereas these do not. They will not roll across grass, not without a fight. But the blue one, the other one, the regular rollator, does well. So far so good. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to show you the new walker, and I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with both of them. I'm going to tell you what I like best about the new one and what I don't like, and I'm going to tell you about what I like best about the old one and what I didn't like with that one, and how is some things on the new one that I would prefer some of the features of the old one was on the new one, and vice versa. But, and also the Q module. I have to wait on that. I did get the basket free, y'all. It was attached to it, but the thing, on the thing, it said that the basket was sold separately as a part to the walker, and it only came with the seat, but not the basket. And the basket was $70. And so he left the basket on there, so I was like, yay. And then the basket is what carries the Q module base. So the base of the Q module is there. So the Q module, once I get it, will hook to it, and it's already wired to the walker, and all they'll need to do is plug it in, and then the module itself will go up on the handlebar. So I'm glad it's already set up for the Q module. So all I have to do is order it, he'll bring it, hook it up, and then I'm good to go. Then this becomes a Cadillac. Okay, so I'm gonna start off because I don't think y'all have ever seen the original one. So I'm gonna show y'all the U-Step one. This one was obtained in 2011, and it has served me well, and it's still serving me well. It's a very good walker. It just doesn't have the new features of the improved U-Step 2 model, and they may come out with the U-Step 3, but I can't get another one for 5 years. So if they do come out with the U-Step 3, I'll have to wait. But in the meantime, I've got the 1 and the 2. Now, the 1, I just washed it. I took it out back and I washed it. Because it was dirty. I had all kind of crud and dust. And so now it looks a lot better. So here it is. Let me show it to you. I'm going to turn the camera. Hold on. I'm getting my thing up. Okay, I'm getting the tripod set up. Okay, here we go. And I'm sitting down, you guys. In fact, here I am, okay? And here's the chair. You see the arms here. Okay, this is the first one. And let me get the camera on it. Okay, now this is the U-Step 1. And if you notice, the bar is up here. It's a catch bar. And then it has a seat. And then it came with the basket. And it says U-Step. I hope you can see. And this is how it's set up. What I didn't like about this one is the tension buttons back there. You have to turn them in order to set the tension on your brakes and your wheels. So I never bothered it. And then it's shaped in the shape of a U. And excuse my floor because I already explained it to you. It's shaped like a U and it has the rollers. Okay, in order to make this go, when you stop it, you cannot push it. And what's unique about this is to make it go, you push the brake. So with other walkers, you have to push this to make it stop. With this, you push it to make it go. So if you find yourself getting ready to fall, you just let it go, and that's quicker. Okay, so I didn't like that they used tie racks to hook the wires. And then for the basket, this is where the Q, because this one would have taken a Q module, they have a hole in the mesh where the Q module would have strung through. And I never did get it for this walker right here. Okay, so this is how this one looks. And as you can see, the seat is narrow. I did not like the seat. And then the back of it, you can't even rest your back. It was basically for a catch bar. And then you could flip it back, and then you could still sit the other way too. Either way you wanted to sit. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, now here's the new one. And I still have the stuff on it. Now I'm gonna sit down and show you this one. Now this one, hold on. Okay, I just sat down. Okay, this one, you see press here to lock, and I'm gonna move this, I'm gonna remove this. It's just a sticker to let you know where to lock it. Now it has a flip thing. Oh, the other thing I meant to tell you, in order to let this down and lay it flat to get it into a car, number one, it weighs more than the new one. It weighs a lot more. But you have to do these. You have to open them up, and then you pull it flat. See how it goes flat? And when I tell you this thing is cumbersome, it is cumbersome. Let me get it back up and tighten back up. Hold on. Wait, I gotta put my foot on it. Okay, I got it. Now let me tighten it back up. So you can see how that was just a chore. It was a chore to transport this thing. This one, back to this one, is easy. What you do, and excuse my couch, y'all. I know that's on film. I got peppers to do and all that stuff. Okay, so this one, you have the U-Step thing on, and then you have the 2 right there. On that one, it says U-Step, and that's it. It doesn't say 1. But anyway, you let this up, and then this says lift here to fold. So all you do is grab this, and you lift up on it, and it folds on its own. And then once you fold it flat, okay, that's how you lock it. Okay, now once you fold it flat, once you fold it flat, you have this little swing thing here. It catches into the bar to lock it into place, and you'll hear a click. Now these buttons right here, this little knob, and then there's one on this side. And I'm going to take the right and left sticker off. Actually, I'm going to leave those on until I get the Q module, because I have to decide where I want the Q module to be. But anyway, this is how you adjust the height to it. So mine is on 10 and it goes to 12. So mine measured out to 10 when he measured me, so it's perfect. I like the handlebars on here, and I like this. Now, if you look at this one, this is like a hard type plastic, and then the hand brake things are short. And I forgot to wash that because I can see the dirt in it. Yeah, the hand brake things are short on this one. On here, you have longer hand brakes, and so for my big hands, it's perfect. And this is like a rubber. It's like a rubber material, and it's thicker than the other one. And it doesn't have any lumps. It has the grooves in it, the grippers. So it's very, very comfortable. And I like the little hole in there. So when I put my streamer in, unlike the hole in that one, when I put my streamer in this one, I'm going to like it. Okay, the walker looks black, but it's actually a deep, dark navy blue color. And how I found out that it's navy blue is when the sun hit it, it was blue. It's like a royal blue. So I was like, I like this, but to just look at it, it looks black. As you can see, this one is black, and then you have the silver color. And I'm going to paint it, y'all. I'm painting this one. Now that it's the old one, I'm a paint this one. I had to come up with the color. But anyway, so, and then the basket is smaller. Oh, it has a lock, so you cannot open up the basket until you do the lock. Now, look at this basket compared to that basket. I like this basket better. Now, that's one feature I like better with this one. But I like the seat better on this one because it's wider. But this basket, oh, Lord, it's going to be a chore. But I don't put too much in the basket anyway. Just, you know, when I'm sitting down, I might put crocheting. It'll hold crocheting, but it won't hold as much as that other one held. Because that other basket is wider and deeper. It's probably about twice the size of this one or close to it. Okay, but I can make do with the basket. Okay, now, the other feature I like, when I sit down on the thing, which I have, I can rest my back on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little piece to go over it so that if I'm in public and I'm sitting, the piece, it won't show my back or backside hanging over, so to speak. That one, it was nothing I could do about that one. Okay, now, the tension. Remember I said I did not like these tension knobs on here. This is the tension knob for this. So it's right here. And as you can see, and what this does, and this one gives you the markings of how you can set your tension. It's like a bicycle. If you're riding a 10-speed, if you set it on the highest one, which is, you know, the highest one, that means you're going to have more resistance. That's what that is for. So if I want resistance with rolling this so that it doesn't go too fast, I can set it on the highest one. The lowest one gives you the easiest resistance. So that means the walker just glides along, whether it's on carpet, concrete, wood floors, what have you. If you put it in the middle, it'll go medium. So I'm probably going to set that to the middle resistance. I just haven't done it yet. And then this is lighter weight. It's very easy to transport. Also, this right here, where you see my fingers, when you fold it and when it's time to lift it from either side, this is your lift thing. So when it's time to lift it, you don't have to bend like with that other U-step. You had to bend to get it lifted up. This one you don't. It's right up at the top. Once it folds and it's standing straight up, all you do is lift it up with this, slide it in the car. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay? I like the wheels on this. And then this one has a different shape. In fact, I'm going to turn it around. Oh, and then you see, that's glow in the dark. And my carpet is just filthy. Look at that, y'all. It needs shampooing. Maybe I can get my sister to come over and do it. Because it's looking bad. Somebody, and I never sit over here, so whoever spilt something over there, they did that. Okay, but anyway, if you look at the front of this, it's more circular. The U is more circular. This one, although it's a U, is square. It is in a square shape, and I kind of like that better. So, and it's wider. I think this one's a little bit wider than the other one. But I like how it looks. It looks short and everything. Let's see. See, the sun is shining today. Okay, there we go. I'm seeing the blue. See how it looks? See how that looks royal blue? I'm hoping it's picking up on camera. I think there's some black in this too, but it's definitely royal blue. And then when I get my Q module, let me set this back up and turn it around. Okay, one last look at it. I think it's cute. Yep. And this one can be used for a child too, whereas that one can't. Okay, now, when I get the Q module, what was I getting ready to say? Oh, when I get the Q module, I have a choice. I can have my laser, because it'll be a laser that lets you know when you can step, like if you're approaching a curb and stuff, it lets you know, and it has audio and all that. How that works, I don't know, but I'm getting it because I need it because of the ataxia and whatnot. But anyway, when I get the Q module to add on there, I have a choice. I can either get it in the red, the laser part red, or I can get it green. Y'all know I'm getting green because that's my favorite color, and it's something different. And so the green one costs $10 more than getting the red laser because they have to do something special. I'm getting the green because that's the color I want, and I think it'll look good off of that navy blue instead of the red. And so anyway, I'm just doing it to do it. But anyway, so that's it. So I'm gonna bling it up. I'll be ordering my stuff. Well, I might have to wait on ordering, because if I get that Q module, if I'm able to do it in October, I'll just wait another month to get my little horn, because I can get that at any time. My horn, my light, and my little streamers, you know. And then I can get a reflector. Actually, it has reflectors. That green you see down there, those two, in fact, let me show them to you again. This right here, if you can see it where my finger is, those are glow in the dark reflectors, but they're going to eventually get dirty and whatnot. Then I'll take them off, unless I can find some more, you know, reflectors or whatever. Then I'll replace them, but we'll see. Alrighty, so that's about it, you guys. So I just wanted to let you know I got it. Finally, after what, how long? At least 2 months. I've been plaguing y'all with my woes with trying to get this walker. So I'm glad to have it. And overall, walking with this compared to this one, both of them are okay. Both of them are nice. But I like the smaller one better because it's lighter and easier to maneuver. I like that better. So I'm satisfied with it, very much so. And I must say, overall, if I had to rate both of them would get a good rating, but this one gets the highest rating simply because, not because it's new, but because of the design. It's ergonomically made. And this one, they did what they could at the beginning, and then they listened to patients and decided on what they could improve. And this is what they came up with, this smaller one. And they did not make it any cheaper. In fact, I think they made it more sturdy, because this, you know, it's steel or whatever. But this, I mean, this is some heavy stuff. You know, you can tell it's solid. So it's made very well. Whereas those other walkers, those rollators, you hit that hard enough, and like a car, it'll dent in on you, you know. And this one doesn't have any scratches or anything. Although I washed it, I can still see dust on it. I just need to put some Scott's Liquid Gold on it. I'll do that later. Yep. And this has plastic around the bottom too, but it doesn't show blue when it's in the sun. It's black. So I like the blue feature on this other one. So I'm going to enjoy it, and I'll be using it at all times, anywhere I go. So the next time it'll go out will be Saturday to the farmer's market. And I found that I can leave it in the car if I choose to. I am getting a lock for it, so, because like when I go to Myers and have to switch over to the cart, then I'm not just leaving it. You can leave it up front and the people will watch it. You know, the greeters will watch it. I don't trust it because they be everywhere. People get their attention and whatnot. Somebody could walk out with my Cadillac. So I'm going to go to Home Depot and buy a lock for it. I'm going to buy a regular. I actually have a lock. I have an extra lock. It's on my snowblower, and I'm not pulling that out this year, so I can use that master lock. It's a nice one. But I'll go get a new cord, you know, to lock it up, like someone would lock a bicycle. There's a spot right there in Myers where you can, you know, lock things. You know, if somebody bring a bike in or whatever, you can lock it. So I'll be using my lock whenever I take it to the grocery store, or if I ever have to leave it somewhere, it will be locked up. Believe me. But it can stay in the car because my windows are tinted. You couldn't even see it because of the dark color in the car. Whereas that other one, that blue one, you could see because it was so bright. And then this one you could see because of the steel. But this one, I could not see it when I looked at it when I got out the car at the doctor's office. I was like, okay. I was like, unless somebody's just looking to steal the whole car or something, I can leave this in the car. Now, during the winter months, I won't. But I don't hardly go anywhere in the winter anyway, unless it's to the doctor. And if I go to the doctor, then yes, I'll have to take it out. But other than that, for now, it can stay in the car. And then at the end of the summer season, I'll bring it on in the house. And in the meantime, this one will continue to be used. Okay, you guys, how long have I been on here? Let me get to my goos. Okay, 31 minutes, so we can end this now. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the walker. I'm going to look at this video. I might have to shoot it again, depending on how the filming looks, because I don't know if I was able to get all the features in and whatnot. But, yep, so thank God, but keep me in prayer that this new medicine that I'm getting for the inflammation and pain will help. You know, the pain isn't too bad, but it's just the inflammation, the stiffness, and how my legs feel. They kind of feel like lead pipes whenever I stand up. And then if I'm standing up without holding on to the walker, now if I'm holding to the walker or holding on to my anything, I feel nothing. I feel totally normal. But if I stand without any type of assistance to hold on to while I'm standing, it feels like someone is taking me by the head and trying to push me down. It feels like the force of gravity is working against me, and I feel myself, and it hurts. When it does that, it's as if someone is trying to push me down, and it hurts from my lower back into my buttocks, my thighs, and into my feet. So it goes all the way down my legs. So that's almost like paralysis, you know, but it hasn't set in or anything. But I can see if that got worse, how that could do, you know, how it can cause problems and whatnot. So, but for now, I have feeling there. He said to be concerned if I start losing feeling. And then he's like, is it affecting your bladder? I said, no. He was like, I hate I mentioned it because I'm like, oh, Lord, so now I got to deal with that, okay? So I better buy some Depends because Lord knows I do not want to be out tinkling, okay? So I'll worry about that when it happens, but I will be prepared. Believe me, I'm a good scout. I will be prepared, so. But in the meantime, none of that's happening, so I guess that's good news. So I think I'll be okay. It's just taking me longer to recover. And yes, it's depressing and whatnot, but I'll do whatever it is he's asking. I have everything that I need mobility-wise, so I should improve. I should be able to improve. So we'll see. Just keep me in your prayer. Okay, so I'm going to get off of here because now I'm getting tired. And I'm feeling the wave of the antivert, but I have a million peppers to cut up, so I'm gonna get that done. And then I'll probably go to bed early tonight. And so I will talk to you all later, and may God bless you all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.